Oh, yeah.
Can you believe it, guys? Halfway through college football already. Unbelievable.
They were parlaying all our games last week and making a lot of money, Scotty.
Hey,
Yeah, they did good last week.
that's what we're here for.
We crushed it, all three of us. It feels good.
3, 2, 1.
All right, guys, we are back, and we are hot. Our panel has been on fire here with the games. I'm Scott Matthews. This is the one and only Get the Edge Sports Podcast. We're going into Week 6 of college football. Wow. Actually, it could be Week 7 if you include the first week. And we're going into Week 5 of the NFL. And I'm joined again by the great panel, my experts, my team, I call it, my A-team, the one and only CEO of the Sports Prophets. Here he is, Teddy Brooks.
Good to be back, guys. Really bounced back last week after a couple rough weeks, so I'm really happy about that. We got hockey.
Nice job, by the way. Nice job.
We got hockey starting soon. We got all kinds of stuff starting soon.
We're going to get into all kinds of crazy stuff.
October, baby. October. That's all I got to say.
If the crazy gamblers out there are going to be jacked up, well, they're going to get really jacked up because we got NBA kicking in, we got hockey, the whole 9 yards, but we'll get into that later. The one and only, the man behind the plan at TK Wins. Here he is, Tommy King Jr. What's up, Tommy?
Yeah, what's up, guys? I'm ready for a big week here, a big month. It's my birthday month, so I'm ready for a huge October.
What do you think we're going to do for that big birthday celebration there, Ben? We're going to...
I hope, I don't know. He's going to the trips to the Bahamas. I'm down to, where are we going, TK?
You missed the fun last night, Ben.
Man.
Started it off.
Oh, boy. I think the Vixens girls might be on the next show.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, if it's up to TK, I think we'll have those Vixen girls doing a little birthday celebration. Hey guys, what do you think? What's going on right now out there in the sports world? We got baseball playoffs. Before we get into obviously our picks, which have been red hot, and we want to keep it rolling for the audience out there. We got some baseball playoffs going on right now. Any take on that early? We're gonna just touch on it right now. Get into a little more later in the show. What's your thoughts on the baseball playoffs after?
Yeah. I mean, the dogs were barking yesterday.
Three out
of the 4 dogs won. The top tier teams, there's a lot of parity. It seems like it could be anybody's for the taking later on. I'll give some of who I think is going to go deep.
Yep.
But you got a lot of good teams at the top. A lot of the dogs.
I think it's wide open.
Wide open.
Yeah, I think
wide open.
Anybody's got a shot to win this thing this year. What's your take, T?
Yeah, like Teddy said, it's wide open, man. Dogs are barking yesterday. The only team that won is a big favorite, San Diego. Today, same thing. Going to have some home teams probably winning today.
Well, the hottest team, which is crazy to say this, but the hottest team in baseball, and I said it a couple of times over the last few weeks, these Detroit Tigers, I mean, it's crazy what they're doing. And their ace yesterday, I think, definitely going to win Cy Young.
Oh, yeah, 100% locked in.
I'm going to try to say this name right. Skubal.
I think it's Skubal.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I think it's Skubal, though.
I mean, he pitched a hell of a game, but it came down to the last out of the game to decide it, but Detroit got the job done. Can you imagine if Detroit sweeps Houston in that first series and moves on? I mean, crazy.
That was a fun game. He was in trouble a couple times in the third and the fourth, where he had a couple runners on base, and then he just locks down.
Yep.
And it was good to watch. He's amazing. It's going to be interesting tonight. I think Astros have Verlander on the mound tonight.
Yes,
right.
I'm not sure who they had on tonight. I didn't look at really the matchup. It was a day game. It's actually going on as we're doing the show right now.
Yeah, it just started.
It just started. They got Brown going on the mound for Houston.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know much. Obviously, everyone knows the name, but sad for baseball. The passing of Pete Rose, probably one of the greatest ball players in the history of baseball, passing away the other day. I think you've run into him, T, in the.
Yeah. We've been in Vegas too. Run into him at a sports bar out in Vegas. Had a drink with him.
Charlie Hustle, man, the guy. I've had some run-ins with Pete where great times. I used to go to the racetrack. I sat up in the high roller room at Gulfstream many years ago. He was in there all the time. Used to carry stacks of money, literally sitting on top of the table. Nobody would touch it in this day and age to leave money piled up on the table. He was a pretty cool guy. I'll tell you, he recognized me. Even if when I was out in Vegas, he used to do all those baseball signing at the memorabilia store out there. And I hadn't seen him for a couple of years, and he recognized me. He said, "Hey, Scott, what's going on?" It's pretty cool.
Really good guy. I've watched a lot of interviews. Pete Rose, one thing about Pete Rose, for how much baseball tried to push him away and shun him, all he did was show love for the MLB, for the players, for the managers. He was a really good guy, and it's interesting because you know,
go ahead.
he died without being let back in, and I think that's a shame. I think they they knew he was getting older. They probably should have gave him the joy he loved. You can watch interviews with him and see how much he loved the game of baseball.
Oh yeah.
You know how much he was making back when he first started? $12,000 a year in his second or third year.
Right.
And he was talking on a show how he goes, I got more than that in my pocket right now. So he did it for the love of the game, and they should have showed him some love back.
Well, my take on the whole thing, to be honest with you, I know what he did wasn't right. I'm not condoning, what he did. But if you're going to put someone in the Hall of Fame for the sport you play, there is no one that deserves to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame more than this guy. Just from the pure, athletic, whatever he did on the field. The guy is on the top of Mount Rushmore as far in baseball. So hopefully one day he'll get his due justice and definitely get into the Hall of Fame. Any comment on that? Or you
think it'll put him in?
Yeah.
I mean, in the next couple of years. It was him, but he battled with Bud Selig all them years.
Well,
I think
it was
that was
Art
a big thing.
Giamatti at first, and then he passed Bart Giamatti, the commissioner at the time, who banned them. And then it went to, the gentleman you just mentioned, and now even Manfred, the current, commissioner of baseball. They still never came to terms to let him in.
Not only that, but I don't even think Manfred, I could be wrong, but when I was looking yesterday, I don't even think he released a statement.
Yeah, no. Well, there was a statement released from Major League Baseball, on the passing of him, but, nothing big time, to be honest. For a guy that great, that did so much for the game, I just think he should be in. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer from day one.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right, listen, we have been hot here on the show, guys, and football has been real nice for all of us recently. We've been knocking down some games, hoping we're helping you guys make some money. But we got some games coming up this week. I'm going to start it off with my man, TK. I know he's got some big action going, I think, on the weekend. Is that correct, college football?
I got a game going Friday night. I got this Michigan State-Oregon game. The current line right now is Oregon minus 24. Over-under is 52.5. I'm going to jump on Oregon minus the 24. I'm looking for them to blow them out. Michigan State, they got blown out last week against Ohio State, and they're 0-3 against the spread after losing by double digits. Oregon 13-5 at home. Their last 18 as the home favorite. I'm looking for them to run this game out, win by at least 30, 40 plus points easily.
You looking for the ass kicker, huh?
I'm looking for the blowout.
Dylan Gabriel.
I'm looking for a nice ass whipping this week.
Used to play for my UCF Knights. It's a good quarterback.
All right, I'm gonna kick it over to you because I know you got some other plays, so I want to just kind of move it around the horn because I'm actually looking at something on Thursday, but I'm gonna kick it off with Teddy. See who he likes his best bet coming up. Are you going? You're going with games on the weekend? I
got Saturday. Yeah.
All right.
I'll throw one at you guys. This isn't my favorite one, but this is one that I like. I'm looking at this West Virginia Oklahoma State game. These are two teams trending in opposite directions. West Virginia started slow. They've won their last couple of games, including a hard-fought win against Kansas, 32-28. Oklahoma State started hot. Then they lost to Utah. They lost again last week to Kansas State in a blowout fashion. And, that Utah score was close. Mm-hmm. But and that was a game that we picked Utah money line. If you remember, we both
couple of weeks ago.
We both liked it.
Right.
But it wasn't as close as that score showed. A lot of those points were at the end in garbage time.
Yeah.
So I think, looking at West Virginia, I think that they lost to two really good teams, Penn State and Pitt. Mm-hmm. I think they have the better quarterback, the better offensive coordinator. I think Oklahoma State's trending downward. And one thing, kind of like my Louisville Notre Dame game last week, where all the experts were on Louisville, all the experts are on Oklahoma State in this game. I'm bucking them, and I'm going with West Virginia plus the 4.
Is that a best bet, Ted?
No, my best bet I have. I can give it to you now if you want.
Let's move it around a little. We'll
there you go.
Bounce it around.
I'll
a little
save
bit.
the best bet.
All right, save us. Get them a little jacked up. The audience. All right, guys, listen up. This is another good one. I feel real good about this. Early NFL game. You got Tampa Bay playing Atlanta. I love Tampa Bay in this game. I just think they're playing so right now. Baker Mayfield is playing error-free football. This guy always seemed to try to make things happen. And when he was trying to make things and overdo it, things were not happening. But right now, he's playing perfect football. They're playing great on defense. They totally destroyed Philadelphia last week. Atlanta, had a great win. Was a 57, 58-yard field goal at the end to get the job done and beat New Orleans. But I think a game like that, you could get caught up in an emotional kind of feedback on a short week. And I think the way that Tampa's playing on both sides of the ball, and they're getting +2. I might leave this line right where it's at. I would keep this line at +2. I don't even think it's worth even jacking up because I think Tampa Bay is going to win this game. I wouldn't even play it on the money line. I still like grabbing points, but take Tampa Bay. In my opinion, I think they get the job done, go into Atlanta, control the game, and if they keep it real, they get the job done. Best bet on Tampa +2.
Wow, guys, did you hear that?
That's Thursday.
Hey, guys, listen, Scotty is not buying points. That's confidence right there. That means he loves it.
Yeah, I really like
this. If Scotty's
play.
not moving a line, bet the house on it.
I'm feeling good about it. I'll tell you now, these isolated games, we've been really zoning in on certain numbers in certain situations and finding these teams that are playing well on both sides of the ball. It's been doing really well for us with our selections, and we've been staying pretty strong and very consistent. I'm going to kick it back to you, TK. I know you had another play going on the weekend. Is it college football? You still have another one?
I'm still going to college football, and I'm like you. I'm a numbers guy, and this game's all about the number here. South Alabama, Arkansas State. The current line right now, South Alabama is -3 and 62. I'll probably buy the half a point on this one if I had to. Probably don't even have to, though. I'm going to jump on Arkansas State. This game's should be a nice one here for me. They've been on the road their last 2 games.
Arkansas State?
Excuse me? Yeah, Arkansas State.
Okay.
Arkansas State. They've been on the road their last 2 games as a 20-point-plus underdog. They're coming home where they're 2-0 straight up.
Okay.
And they should get the job done here. They're 4-1 their last 5 in the conference. This is a conference home game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the points with Arkansas State +3 and get paid on this one on Saturday.
Now, let me ask you. I know you rate them 3 to 5, 5 being the best of the best. What are you rating this game
I'm rating
at?
this game a solid 4-star unit play. It's got to be you got to be really strong for me to put it out at 5. So I'm jumping on this one as a 4-star unit play, taking the points, play one of your moves, buy it up to 3.5. I see some 3.5s out there anyways, but I don't even think they need the points. But
Dogs barking in this one?
Dogs barking in this one.
All right, excellent. Anything else in college? Or you
That's
good?
it for college. I'll wait for the pros.
All right, we're going to go move it around. We're just moving it around today.
I love it. I love it.
Why
Well,
not? Give
listen,
the audience what they want.
The audience wants it. I had a player. He took 2 of your picks, 2 of my picks, 2 of TK's picks last week, put them all in a parlay, and he hit, even though we don't recommend to bet that way.
Hold on. I don't see the envelope on the table. What's going on here?
He's
6 winners, no envelope.
He's Come
on, guys.
Some of these guys, man, they put their last couple bucks on these parlays, and it just brings all it does is it takes them back to life so they can live to fight another day. So yeah, I really
Don't you hate that though, that they're trying to fight like another day, like this game is like the last game of their life kind of thing?
50 to 60% of the people are betting like that. It's kind of messed up, but
Yeah,
it is what it is.
You know what it is? It's called you're mismanaging your total bankroll.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're overloading into one situation instead of playing smart and keeping yourself moving and grooving and keeping yourself alive.
Yeah, well, I just shot a video about that.
Or they're chasing with a small bankroll, trying to hit big. That's the thing.
I mean, we talked about this before I come in. Did you come up with that play yet? That was your
What play?
You were going to give out a pick, I thought.
No, I didn't say it yet. We're
Okay.
talking.
All right, no problem. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, like saying like if a player has a certain bankroll, that they should play like a certain, a percentage of that bank on each game until they really grow it, right? I mean, instead of, if you got $1,000 bankroll, you don't want to be playing $500 a game.
And maybe bet 10% of your bankroll on the straight
5 to 10%, depending on how many games you're betting. Like if it's a college football Saturday, and you might want to bet 3.
But we're not talking about doing that with parlays, guys. We're talking
Single
straight
bets.
bets, right? Straight bets. If you got $1,000 bankroll, you really don't want to be playing more than $100 per game on a straight bet. A parlay, probably even a third of that, maybe 25.
I would say 10 to 20.
Yeah.
1 to 2% on a parlay.
Exactly. So, you guys got to really know what you're doing out there. I know, it's easy for us to say, but the reason it's easy for us to say is we've seen it between all of us for so many years. I mean, we kind of know what directions we're going in. And, again, we're trying to narrow the board down to the best games possible. Now, I know you have a huge play, so I'm going to let you come out with it.
There we go, Scotty. All right.
Hold on, drum roll, Ben.
So, I saw Let's
Saturday.
go, baby. I saw this game. I saw this line. And I said, hold up, hit the brakes. I got to look deeper into this game to figure out what the hell is going on here. You got Washington unranked at home, favored by 2.5 to 3 over Michigan. Washington and Michigan. So I wanted to look a little bit deeper into this game. This is the national championship rematch. This is a big game, but
Right.
both teams have different head coaches.
A lot of pieces missing.
Both teams have different quarterbacks, and as you would expect, both teams look very different. Washington's favored at home. Washington lost to Washington State and Rutgers. You can look at this and say, what the heck's going on? Something's fishy here. But then I looked a little bit deeper. Texas really showed people the formula to beat Michigan, which is to slow down the run and avoid their one cornerback, Will Johnson, right? If you don't throw it near Will Johnson in Michigan's secondary, you could do some good things against them. That's what Texas focused on. So if they could do these two things and make Alex Orji, their quarterback, make him pass the ball in order for them to have to be successful, I think they can win this game. Michigan relies on the run 67% of the time.
Right.
If they can stop the run, I think that Washington can get this
Don't think.
done. Michigan has a fantastic defensive line, ranks top 25 in many categories, but Will Rogers, Washington's quarterback, can really get it done because here's why. He has one of the fastest releases in the country. So
Who you liking?
I'm going with Washington. Don't rush me, Scotty.
Not Russian.
I'm going with Washington on the money line.
Washington on the money line. Okay, that's a smart play. If you're going to play that game, I would probably money line it myself. Me personally, I think both these teams are kind of on the down slope right now. I didn't like the way Washington played. I had them the other night against Rutgers. I actually got the line to 3.
I did too.
Right.
I bought it to 3 and pushed.
Right.
That's why you.
Same
That's
as
why
me.
you,
But they played so terrible in that game. I mean, they just would not. They were sloppy.
they
I
should have
didn't
won
like it.
outright.
Oh, they
Yeah.
should have. That
But you're-
turnover.
But you're a numbers guy, Scotty. This number has to show you something.
Yeah, the numbers. It's a tough number. I'll tell you, they put a solid number on this game. Because don't forget, like you said, Michigan is not the team they were last year. A lot of pieces of that great pie are missing out. But this could be an interesting game. I have no opinion on it. Anything
Okay.
on that game?
Low total on this game, 41 for a college game. That's awful low.
Is
for
that your
college.
best bet, by the way?
I have 2. Can I want me to give the other one? I'm going to make this one really quick. Old Dominion, Coastal Carolina.
Okay.
Old Dominion, Coastal Carolina. This is just a lopsided matchup. There's not really much to say. Coastal Carolina has a top 30 run game. Old Dominion's rushing defense ranks 123rd. Coastal Carolina has a very efficient passing game. They don't put up a lot of yards, but they're top 10 in passing efficiency. So they're not airing it out, but when they do throw it, they're efficient. I'm seeing this one. Tell me if you guys see it somewhere else, but I'm seeing this one at either -5.5 or -6. I wanted it at 5.5.
It's at 5 right now.
5? Okay.
What time is that game?
7 p.m.
Okay.
So I'm taking this one. If you can find it at 5, I'm taking this one at 5 or 5.5, Coastal Carolina.
I'm showing 5,
So
basically. on
these two games, Coastal Carolina and Washington, are my 2 best bets. If I were using TK's ranking system, I would rank these both 4s.
Okay, there you go. You heard it, everybody. The man does his work. This is what he looks for. He looks for that edge. Out of all the games on the board, these are the ones he feels good about. Well, I got the same situation going on Saturday, and this is a team I love to play in certain situations. The game between Boston College and Virginia. I love Boston College in this spot. I think they're a live dog. The line's already dropped from 2.5 down to 1. I would be getting this line up to at least +2 or better. I just think BC's coming into this game right. Their quarterback, they had all kinds of issues last week. The line went from 13 down to 8 in a matter of minutes. They found a way to come back and eke that game out 21-20 after being down. They got a 4-1 record. I don't think much of this Virginia team. They're an up and down. They're a decent team, but I think Boston College is putting things together. I like this as again, I can't say a live dog because +1 or +2, but I like Boston College in this spot. I think they'll continue their winning ways and they'll go to 5-1 and they'll give the L to Virginia. So that's my top play for Saturday is Boston College +2 in this game. What do you think, guys?
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
All right.
Yeah, I haven't looked that deep into it, so I don't want to give too much of an opinion.
BC plays good on the road in that conference. I don't know. They're live dogs, and it's a dog. I mean, it's not really a dog. They're actually the favorite if you think about it, because Virginia should have a 3-point bias or more at home.
Right. If they're a 1-point dog and they're away,
it's a weak number.
They're really the favorite.
I look for that number that I think is weak. I thought if Virginia's right, they'd be 3.5 to 4 on this game. Never even came out close to that, and the line's dropping down. So there's sharp money going on. This is definitely not a public game. No, the public is not jumping early in the week on a game between Boston College and Virginia. So I got to think this is sharp money, guys that know what they're doing, kind of like I know, and look for certain things. So that's why I'm on it. Best bet.
Sharp money movement. I was talking about it last week with that Louisville Notre Dame game. You got to recognize it when it's there, because it's there, and you just have to have the eyeball. That's the special. That's, I guess, what makes us who we are. Is we have the eyeball.
Listen, this is what we do. People out there got to understand. We're not going to be right all the time, and nor do we say we're right all the time. But at the end of the day, we're looking for every avenue, and we're breaking these games down from A to Z to come up with our final decisions. And as good as we are, we're going to be consistent more so than the average player could ever be, because the average player is chasing games all over the board. And we're not looking to chase. To be honest, if I go 1-0 at 12 o'clock, as crazy as it sounds, I might pack it in. And that's it for the rest of the day.
Baby.
Do the same thing.
Shut it down.
Go out and have a good afternoon after that.
Or I tell people this all the time: if I have a really good week, Monday through Saturday, I might not bet on Sunday at all.
I agree 1,000% with you on that one.
The NFL's tough too.
That's
Hey, pound for that, Scotty, and pound for that Alabama prediction. That could end up being the game of the year.
That was a great game.
It was a great game.
I think I was shitting in my pants though. It was 28-0, and then that thing just kept evaporating, and then it went. Georgia actually took the lead, and then the next series, Bama comes right down. But yeah, phenomenal game. That place was like crazy. 103,000.
You should have been there.
I know. I was thinking about it. Trust me.
I think Georgia came out of that game with some type of moral victory, because they were getting embarrassed.
Yeah.
And they really came together.
Well, their
as a team
quarterback shined in that second half.
Shined in the second half.
He looked like a patsy in the first half, but he turned out to be almost like all world. He came back. And listen, to go in there and be down 4 scores and come back and actually take the lead, that's pretty impressive.
Very.
When does that happen when it comes to Bama?
Alabama didn't manage the clock very well in the third and fourth period. I mean, they could have did a lot better running the ball instead.
How about that 17-year-old kid? I mean, for Bama, the receiver, unbelievable. He might be in the NFL at 19.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 2 years.
I don't think he's staying long.
2 years in the league.
They're already saying he's better than some of the receivers in the NFL.
I'm sure he is. He's good.
Oh, I got one more play I like, guys. I'm gonna one quick one. I'm not gonna get into it, but I got a strong play on Texas A&M this week. I actually bet against them as my biggest play last week with Arkansas, and I called that game right on the money. But I like Texas A&M. I think they're going to continue their winning ways. They're playing Missouri, who's undefeated, going on the road, going into the 12th man. Good luck on that one, Missouri. Even though they're undefeated, ranked 9. I like Texas A&M on the money line. The line's about 2.5 right now as we're doing the show. But I think Texas A&M, I don't think Missouri's run into a team like this so far this season. So I'm going to jump on A&M to continue their winning ways, giving Missouri their first loss of the season. I'm not going huge on this game, but I do like the play. And that's it.
It's a ballsy pick.
Hey,
I don't dislike it.
Well,
it's just going to be a good game. It's going to be a really good game.
I think A&M's going to show up for this one. I mean, they struggled with Arkansas, and I knew they would, and that's why I told you that Arkansas play with those points would be the answer. And I think this time they're going to come out, take the lead, and kind of pull away early and give Missouri a little trouble in this game. But I want to go to the NFL because I know all the fans out there that watch our show, and with the winning we've been doing of late, I know there's a lot of notice on the NFL. So I'm going to go over to my man, TK. I know he's got something brewing. I think he's got something brewing on the game between Green Bay and the L.A. Rams. And I've got something brewing on that game, so I'm curious to know who you like.
Well, Green Bay Rams, you're right on it. I'm on this afternoon game. Green Bay current line right now with 3.40.5 against the Rams. I'm taking the Rams.
Woo!
Rams 4-0 against the spread their last 4 home games. Here's a stat for Green Bay, a miserable 1-7 their last 8 in October. I'm looking for them to lose again. I'm going to take the points with the Rams. You know, both teams lost tough games last week. I think the Rams got a much stronger team. They're worth the points here today. I do win your moves here, probably buy it up to 3.5 as well. And get get paid on this one.
How about I put up my statue to your necklace on you that the winner we switch off
Necklace
for the next show.
We should throw some $100
I either
bills
wear the
on there.
necklace.
Is that an Atochi coin?
That's it's a Dominican Republic.
Dominican?
coin,
Okay.
I'm gonna put up my my dog against his necklace. Who wins this one? Because I got to be honest with you. You like that? And how many units you put in that?
4-star unit so far.
Okay.
I've been thinking about getting a coin necklace for a while. There's a place in the Keys that sells them. So what those are, guys, they have like different ships that sink, and they get these coins from them, and they make them into jewelry. So one could be from one ship, and then another could be from another ship. So that was a ship that probably went down near the
Yeah,
Dominican.
right off of Santo Domingo.
Right off of San Domingo. They have ones that went down right by Florida. So
Mexico,
those
all
are
over.
those are awesome. Definitely want to grab one. TK, I got to give you a fist pump. I ended up making a large wager on the Bears last week, and your voice was in my head the whole time.
I was screaming at the bar the whole time, "The Bears, the Bears!" They all thought I was nuts.
The Bears.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that was a good game.
Well, I got to tell you one thing. I'm jumping on the other side of that game. I actually love Green Bay. I think they're going to come out in this game, and this is going to be an ass-kicking game for them. Number one, Love. I figured he'd be a little timid.
He loves love.
I'll tell you, I do like him, but I didn't like him in the first half last week, and I thought he'd be timid, and he was timid at the beginning of the game, and then he unleashed his magic in the second half. They were down 28-0 against Minnesota, came back to actually keep that game real tight at the end. But I think this is his showcase game this week. I think he can blow up that L.A. Rams secondary, and I think they're going to grind it out on the ground and through the air. And I just think that this is going to be a huge play for Green Bay. I think they're going to dominate this game. I would leave the line. I would bring it down to -2. The line currently is at 3. I'd keep it under a field goal. I'm thinking they're going to win this game by 7 to 14 points. I just see him lighting it up. And I don't think that the Rams could stay with this team on offense. I just don't see it. I really don't at this point in time. The Rams, they're an up-and-down team. I think the Packers are playing less than they should be at this point. They should be better. They should have won against Philly in the first game. And obviously, with Love out of the lineup, they won a couple of games. But last week, they came storming back. They had a shot in that game against the undefeated Vikings. Love Green Bay.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for the Rams without their top two receivers.
We'll see what happens.
I just think Love is the type of guy that when he gets hot, man, he's like, these guys that go on a roll. I mean, did you see what Jared Goff did? 18 for 18 on Monday Night Football? Never
18
been
for
done
18.
before, right?
Insane.
Yeah, crazy.
He has a great
and caught a touchdown pass.
He has a great Monday night record, primetime record.
I think that was the best performance. They said, I don't know, NFL history or
It was
something.
record-breaking.
Like
It was
18-18 and a catch.
Right, the most completions.
Right.
100% completion
Without an
percentage.
incomplete.
Right.
He
The
was
ball
he
did
on
not
fire.
hit the ground, they said. All right. You have a best bet in the NFL?
I have one best bet in the NFL. Looking at this Raiders-Broncos game. This game opened up at Raiders -1.5. It's moved to about 2.5, maybe even 3. And the interesting thing about this one is 89% of the legal U.S. tickets are on the Raiders in this one. Listen, guys, this is a big coaching mismatch. You got an all-time great coach in Sean Payton versus essentially a rookie head coach in Antonio Pierce. I think he's outmatched here. I'm not saying he doesn't have a good future, but right here, right now, he's outmatched. The best unit on this field is the Broncos defense, and I think they could do enough to confuse Gardner Minshew. And you have Devontae Adams. Not only is he injured, but there's major talk
of him going.
that he's requesting a trade. He wants out of Vegas.
Right.
So with that kind of turmoil in the locker room, with him being out, I'm not sold on Bo Nix yet. I loved Bo Nix in college. I'm not sold on him yet, but I'm also not writing him off. He hasn't looked great, hasn't looked terrible. He had a mistake-free game. Not good yards and completions and touchdowns, but mistake-free is still mistake-free.
Mm-hmm.
You can be serviceable until he gets more experience. So
Okay.
big-time mismatch here in coaching. I'm going with the Broncos. I'm taking it on the money line.
Oh, this guy, you're learning, baby. You're going
Yeah.
with those money line plays, huh?
I got 2 money lines
No
this week,
exposure,
I think.
just,
Washington and
Just get me the money if
Yeah.
they win. That's it.
just win the game.
All right. Hey, listen, I want to ask you guys, only 2 undefeated teams left in the NFL, Kansas City and Minnesota. 3 out of the 5 of them went down last week, obviously, with Buffalo going down. I can't remember off the top of my head the other few, but only got 2 undefeated teams left. Kansas City, I mean, they're winning games, but I mean, they're not winning impressively.
They're winning ugly.
They're winning by the refs.
They're winning.
Well, you're going to get that anyways.
That's
with this
another
game.
thing. The refs love Kansas City.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
Well, they like Taylor Swift.
I don't know. They've loved them before Taylor Swift.
I don't think Taylor's been at a game for last few games.
She wasn't on the road last week, but you never know. She might have been there. Who knows? They didn't show, but she was at the game the week before that, I think, when they played the Bengals.
I think people are sick of her, but listen, Kansas City gets every call.
Every
man.
call, every
I
pass
mean, they get
interference,
every
everything.
freaking call. If you actually watch their game start to finish, even the little calls, they get every call.
I got to be honest with you. I mean, I agree with you on that because, listen, they are what they are. They're the powerhouse team. They're going for the three-peat, so obviously all eyes on them. But I'll tell you, I like the way this Minnesota, Sam Darnold, has been playing to keep them undefeated. I mean, that's a different story than Kansas City. Kansas City's been finding ways to win.
Kansas City's supposed to be undefeated.
Right.
Minnesota's not.
But Minnesota's playing like dynamite.
Yeah, speaking of that game, I'm on that game this week.
Oh, well, you didn't give it out.
I'll give it out right now. The Jets, Minnesota. It's a 9:30.
Look at this guy hiding games on us
Yeah, well,
now.
you're going to have to get up early for this one. You're going to have a little
Ben, what's
English
the deal?
breakfast.
Hiding games
Is
on
this in
us.
London?
They're playing in Tooting, where Tootsboro or someplace. And,
Get your Bloody Marys ready.
Tootsboro.
Some bangers and ash on this one, and a Guinness probably.
All right.
I'm jumping on this one. The line's right now, it's 2.5, over under 40.5. I'm going to play a money line. I'm going to play your guys' move. I'm going to play the money line. I'm going to jump on Minnesota. They're 4-0 straight up and against the spread their last 4 games.
Yeah.
So I'm going to jump on them.
So you think they're real?
They're real. They're going to come out and win this game overseas.
This Jets team's a friggin' nightmare to try to figure out.
I went against
I'm
them.
sorry, they're just a nightmare to figure out.
I went against them last week. I had Denver. Denver beat them straight up. I just don't see the way they can compete against Minnesota.
At this point in time, if you're putting the two teams on the field on paper, it looks like a one-sided wash-up. But why? It's only 2.5, and you got to travel and you got to go through different things. I guess they're both over there by early in the week.
They're already there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm staying far away from this one. What do you think on that?
I just don't like betting these international. I think if this game was in Minnesota, they'd be 5-6 point
I'd say
favorites.
easy 5-6
5-6
points.
point favorites. So
At least 4.5, 5, yeah.
right. So I mean, just that alone, you gotta. If you put I always say gun to head. I'm taking Minnesota. I'm agreeing with TK for sure. TK said this to me last week when I gave out Georgia, which didn't win, but he said, if you give me the 100 and you say I got to bet it on something, I'm betting it on Minnesota in this one.
I give you 100 to win on Minnesota because they're going to win this weekend.
All right,
I'm going to put that dog right on my front of my desk, too, after the weekend.
Top dog.
I got the chain against
We
the
might
dog.
have to move that around.
And Ben's watching it, so he's making notes. I see that. So the dog goes up against the chain. If Green Bay wins, the chain comes my way. If the other side goes, he gets the dog. Hey, guys, I want to talk about, I know it was already happened, but what'd you think of that crazy play calling at the end of the game on Monday night with the Miami Dolphins, Tennessee? Tennessee's up 12 points. There's 30 seconds left in the game. Miami, basically it's 4th down. All they had to really do is just drop down. The total on the game is 37.5. The score, what was it? It was like 26-12. No, excuse me, 24-12. And they go on a 4th down play. They go and run it in to stick it in Miami, basically their backside, and they take all the total players, and that game goes over. The number.
Well,
What'd you think of that play call? I mean, to begin with, I thought it was kind of crazy.
I figured you were at the game. You called that play and had the over. That's what I figured.
Yeah, no, I was telling my son we went to the game on the way. We left just before just a little earlier in the game, and I said at that point in time, I said they're going to just do a kneel down. There's no way because Miami had no timeouts. They take the ball on the 3-yard line. They got to drive 97 yards with no timeouts. Why is the other team trying to put a score on the board?
And Miami probably would have taken a knee just as well and just ended that game.
Things that make you go, when it comes to gambling, guys. This is one of those things that make you go, kind of thing. Because that total, was a dead under the whole entire game, and all of a sudden it comes down to a last play of the entire game, and it goes over.
Yeah,
a freaky 4th down and 4.
I know I saw Best Buy was busy the next day. They're probably selling a lot of TVs from that broken action.
Oh, there was definitely some broken televisions on that one. All right.
Crazy stuff, man.
And one last thing I want to talk about, since we're already talking about Miami. How about the Super Bowl of games this weekend? No one talked about it. The beautiful Miami Dolphins against the beautiful New England Patriots. Anybody got an opinion on that? Call it the toilet bowl game
That's
instead
a
of the
horrible
Super
game.
Bowl game.
I know if Brady was playing that game, we'd probably be up there watching it, but I wouldn't even turn this one on.
Well, if
that
Brady
1
was
o'clock.
playing in this game, the line would probably be 14 points, maybe more.
maybe
When
more.
did you leave that Dolphins game?
I left the game when they went up 24. It was like about 7 minutes left.
In the game? God bless you. That game was brutal.
Yeah.
That game was tough
And for
to
my
watch.
kid to pull himself out of a stadium because he likes to stay like beyond the after the game ends and like hang around. I don't know why, but for him to say, "Let's get out of here," yeah,
It was bad.
It was a terrible performance. Miami looked so shell shocked on offense. The defense was decent. I mean, they hung in the game. The defense played well, but the offense was just brutal.
One thing I could say is that quarterback, he actually threw the ball over 20 yards, and Tua never does that in his life. So, they gave a little excitement in there.
Well,
he got a couple of deep passes in that game.
Yeah, but I mean that was it. That was really it. They didn't. I think Hundley he had what? He had 45 passing, 70 yards passing. I don't even know what it was.
Phil was for the Dolphins. He looked pretty good on the defensive end. I don't know
He
if
got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt. I was going to say he got hurt.
He's out.
But he looked pretty good at the beginning when he came into the game.
Well, we had a great show, guys. Before we go, anything you guys want to add in? We got the baseball playoffs. You guys want to anything you're looking at for the baseball playoffs for the audience, or anything on your mind before you go? I'll start with UTK if you want.
Baseball, if we're talking about baseball, I'm just waiting for the Dodgers to close it out and have the miracle ending to the year and win the World Series.
Do you have a futures on them?
I bet a future on them.
Yeah.
Last 2 years I had them.
I'm rooting.
Are they the favorite to win it all right now, the
Yeah.
Dodgers?
Yeah.
Or Phillies?
Dodgers and then Phillies. I'm rooting for.
What about Yankees? What's the price on the
I'm
Yankees?
checking right now.
I
Is
think
this
the
so?
Yankees are fraudulent, man. That's the one thing that I said it last week. I do not trust them.
But if those two guys get hot, man, Soto and Judge,
Yeah, no, it's
you don't need much pitching if these guys.
you don't. You know, Rizzo hurt his hand. I think he's
Yeah, broke his hand, didn't he?
Yeah, so he might be. I don't know if he's gonna be playing. I just I like your Padres that you mentioned they were coming in hot last week.
Yeah, they're
good,
playing hot.
Good late record. I like the Padres. You know,
I don't know if the Padres could beat the Dodgers though, when it comes because they'd have to face each other, right, to get to the end.
they will. If the whoever wins the Braves Padres series is
Yeah.
gonna go see the Dodgers.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they can beat the Dodgers.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
But out of the AL, I don't think it's gonna be.
the AL looks wide open. man.
Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna be the Yankees. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't know.
I don't think the Astros are going to get there. I think they may, maybe they'll come back and get through this series. If not,
Detroit might beat them.
yeah, I don't.
It's 0-0 right
It could
now.
be. It could be 1980 revisited again. Yankees and Dodgers.
Dodgers are favorite. Yankees second.
That's
Phillies
what
third favorite.
the odds makers, according to BetMGM, think it's going to be the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, for baseball, for ratings and
that
for
would
money,
be huge.
that would be what they want.
Yeah, they want to see Ohtani blast the
the
ball.
two biggest markets, Ohtani and Judge, head to head.
Head to head.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that'd be a great World Series.
Yeah, we're going to go to those games.
Ohtani and Judge.
You're going to go?
I wouldn't mind going out to LA, make a trip to Vegas, head over to LA for the game, and
There you
fly
go.
on back.
Yeah, I went to when the Dodgers played the Yankees. Was it back in 1980 or 81? I was at one of those World Series games. Actually, the game Fernando Valenzuela pitched against Dave Righetti. It was pretty cool. I was real young, but nothing like World Series baseball. I love playoff. Anything in playoffs really. Hockey, dynamite, baseball, tremendous. The intensity level just goes up. Volumes when it gets to the playoffs.
It's great.
Well, NHL, we got to open up Tuesday night.
That's right. Your birthday.
Yeah, Bruins against the Panthers. home
Tuesday
opener.
night.
Guys, make sure you DM TK out there and wish him a happy birthday. It's going to be on Tuesday,
Yep, the party starts Saturday.
October 8th.
October 8th. That's it. And opening night at sunrise at the Amerant Bank Arena for the Florida Panthers. They're raising the banner against my Boston Bruins. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Gotta love hockey. It's such a long season. It feels like it just ended. Now it's coming back.
Well, guys, I think we touched base on everything. I don't know. The only thing I guess left is some pickleball or cricket, some stuff like that. But I think we touched base on everything out there. It was a great show. I really look forward to seeing how we do again this week. I hope you guys are following us out there. If you like what we're doing, give us a like, man. Check us all out. I'll tell you where to find us in just a minute. But I want you guys to hear from the man himself, Mr. TK Wins, Tommy King, where you can find all his exclusive and stuff he puts out to the public. Where can they check you out?
Well, you can finally find me again at Instagram at TK Wins. I got hacked. I'm finally back up. But the best place to get my information is go directly to my website, tkwins.com. We got live odds up there, free plays up daily. Check us out at tkwins.com and come check us out. That's all I can say.
Hey, check him out. This is the man with the plan. He's been in it over 30 years. I've known him for 30 years. He works his ass off, and he's good at what he does. So check it all out. Like he said, follow him at tkwins.com, plus on social media. All right, here he is, my man. He's the one that jacks me up each and every week because he's always giving me the nudging and telling me to slow down so he could finish up. Here he is, the one and only Teddy Brooks, the CEO, the man that makes things happen for the Sports Profits.
I get it, Scotty. You're like the maestro. You're the composer. You got to make sure everything's flowing right. But yeah, you can go to the Profits, _Profits_pick. Nothing after pick. If there's something after pick, it's a fake site. You can go there, post a lot of free games on there, post a lot of free games on youtube.com/@thesportsprofits. And then we also have articles and odds on our website, as well as packages, thesportsprofits.com.
There you go. Another man.
Real quick, guys, we also have the Get the Edge YouTube channel. It's our channel together, so make sure you go and subscribe to that new channel. I've been posting it on my Instagram, telling people to go there and subscribe.
Click to join up, right?
Yep, they can click it watching this one right here. Click subscribe.
Same thing on my Instagram as well. If you're a follower, you'll see it in the story. Just click that and you come watch the show.
All right, you heard it, guys. Those are the men behind the plan. They're here with me each and every week. I think next week we're going to try to get a special guest on the show. We're working on that right now. It should be interesting. And guys, listen, check me out every day. I put out free stuff all the time. I don't know. Everyone here puts out the free stuff, so you guys could check it out. Check out my TikTok, the one and only TikTok for me, SM Picks, Picks. That's my official TikTok channel, SM Picks. And also on Instagram, SM Sports Picks, Picks. And more importantly, check out this show, the one and only Get the Edge Sports Podcast. We are up on all podcast forums. My man Ben gets us out there, so you guys can check us all out. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, and as Teddy and TK said, check us out on YouTube. It's called Get the Edge Sports Podcast. Check it all out. We're putting out stuff each and every day. Have a great day today. Hey, good luck with the games, everyone. We're here. We put out some good stuff. Guys, let's do it, and we'll see you back here next week.
It's rock and roll.
Boom.
You know, I actually listened to our podcast for the first time ever this week.
How'd it go?
It sounds really good. It sounds really good without video. I listened to it.
All right. Love it.
I liked it.
Let's do it.
Good show. Good show.
Damn, I hit the clock at zeros.